He looked Jason Tatum in the eyes, ran down the court, hit it, and said, "Happy Knicks-giving" in his face.
Point field goal, his fourth of the game. The Knicks lead by 6 with 12 seconds remaining.
Take note.
Big Beach!
We're here.
My man Alan Houston.
It's different this time, but it sounds like you're rich in town. Great win for us New York Knicks. I think the fans really needed this.
You did.
And I can't believe this. This is like a back-to-back game. These guys are tired. And they come out here and pull up this win. They played amazing. They played amazing. Every single person on the court today I was happy with.
This is the game that, obviously, developmental season, tanking season, whatever, Zion, you know. But this is the kind of game that you need a win in a season like this. Season where you try to develop these guys, show them how to win. We spoke to Fizdale when we met him, and we brought up what he's been bringing up, that these guys aren't playing for 48 minutes. And even though it got a little dicey at the end, they were able to hold on.
It's exciting. You know, all the Knicks games are always exciting. That's just how we play.
Of course. But I think it's so important for these guys to have a win where they hold on the road in Boston, where they know that they can manage a game down the end when a real playoff team is coming out.
I would have loved to see them keep that 15-point lead, though. To me, they won this game by like 20 points. Even though the score doesn't say that, they had the lead for the entire game. I think they had a 26-point lead at some point.
Yeah,
and they kind of kept them at that 15-point mark for a long time. One of the things I felt they could have done in the very end of the game, they need to learn, and I think Trey actually started doing it towards the end when he was telling everyone like this. They had an opportunity to slow the game down. So that last minute crunch there would have never even happened. Like Boston would have never even had a chance to get their foot back in the water. So they do have to learn that when they are ahead late in the game, slow the game down and control the game. You saw Trey did that. There was a point where Trey actually did that. He was like, all right, cool it. That's the Larry Johnson, right?
I was about to say, channeling the Larry Johnson.
And he is fouled. Unbelievable.
That's the Larry Johnson.
Right. I know. What's great about Burke is Burke has been talking about this a lot. He has.
He's
been talking about it. The thing is, even though we're a young team developing, Trey Burke's a little bit older, and he's seeing this season in a different way. He obviously knows he has to show his value, whether it's for the Knicks or another team. And he's not happy just losing. And he's talking to these guys. I saw Tim coaching the guys up on the sidelines when he's like, one more play. And I have to say, even though there were some mishaps here and there, you can only be happy with this win. We saw so much. Let's talk about Trey Burke, because he's back from the dead. And
so I wonder if this actually worked. So you see how Fizdale had him sit out like 2 or 3 games.
Right.
And we were looking at him on the bench and we were like, oh, he's looking kind of sour. He's not happy. Obviously, he's not happy. He's not playing. But it's almost like that kind of gave him a reset. And then he was able to come back out and play again, like really well, like the Trey Burke that we knew.
Well, Burke mentioned this, right? He said, well, 2 things. One, even though there were times maybe his attitude didn't seem great, but it never wasn't nothing like when cancer has been a little bit extra.
Right.
And what Burke said, and I loved it, they asked him about not playing, and he said, I've been through this before. Say, this is not going to get me down. Remember, Burke has seen the lowest of the low. Burke has gone through it. And Burke has stayed, he has that mindset. He has this, he knows now, he has the confidence that he belongs in this league. Yeah. And he said, too, that when he was playing...
He said it.
Yeah, and he said the first 5 games when he was playing, he was not playing his game. And I think he was so consumed with trying to distribute and be the point guard that gets everyone involved that he kind of got stuck. Now he's coming in as a killer. He's an assassin out there. He looked Jason Tatum in the face, said happy Knicks-giving, and hit the dagger 3-pointer in his eye.
By 3. 5 on the 24. Burke from 3. Knocks it down. Trey Burke with a 3.
Was Jeremy Lin in Toronto. That's what it reminded me of. I loved it. And then what about the attitude with him and Frank after? You saw the little handshake?
Yes, I saw the handshake. I also saw, I know him and Timmy back from college days, we're boys. And so you definitely saw, you saw a lot of love on the team too. Yeah. And I think a win does that for the team. Because having that win, having the lead, them playing so well and seeing that they're playing well, watching themselves gelling together on the court, you could see it in their court, in their off-court interactions. You could see it. There was a point where Timmy was holding his head, and it was almost like they were having a little moment, like a little bromance moment for a minute there. And that was so cool. But before Trey went on, Rebecca was talking to him about the third quarter, or about them losing all of these games, and he specifically mentioned us, being late in the third quarter or in the fourth quarter. That's when we're losing the games, and you can hear that mentally he's ready. Physically, I think he's ready. I don't think he's had any injuries, and he knows this. He knows this game, and he knows who he is. And he looks so young, but he is what 24? What is he? 24?
26.
26. Okay, so he looks so young, but he's 26. But when you listen to him speak, he speaks like he's in his mid-30s. Because he has this maturity about him when he's talking about himself as a player, when he's talking about his relationship with God, his family relationship, his relationship with the team, all of those things, you can tell that he's a mature player, and I'm so happy for him. I like seeing Mitchell play too. I really like watching him play.
Okay, Mitchell Robinson is insane. So Mitchell Robinson had 6 blocks today. Mitchell Robinson right now is 6th in the NBA.
I was just gonna ask you, is he like up there? I was just gonna ask you that. He's up there in the entire league, right?
Let me show you how crazy this is. He's 6th in blocks. He's playing 18 minutes a game. The rest of the guys are all playing high 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson and Kristaps Porzingis, when he got injured last year, was number 1 in the league in blocks. So right now we're gonna have next year 2 of the top 5 guys, I would say, as Mitchell gets better in blocks, which means the paint.
Which means you can't score over here.
You're not the name.
That's it. Dikembe Mutombo them. So listen. The Knicks. I'm looking at the future. They have a lot to figure out. But if they can figure out a way where Kristaps, either one of Kristaps and Mitchell are always on the court, like they can stagger the minutes. So they play together a little bit. But then when one leaves, one stays on. Then when he leaves, they keep switching. Some kind of really cool rotation.
Then we just gonna be blocking all day.
Everything at the rim. It's gonna be insane to watch. Mitchell Robinson
all day, every day.
You saw today, Cantor didn't really play in the fourth quarter, and Mitchell was getting major minutes. And I think Mitchell, Frank, and Knox played the majority of the fourth quarter. Even if you have Burke and Tim Hardaway out there as the main scorers, you're seeing these guys are getting big minutes against a real playoff team, a championship contender in their stadium. On the road, car booming. This is no matter what the tank, we want good draft picks, yes. But this is the developmental win. This win is like 3 wins. Because it's not just a victory, on the team record. This is a victory for the team knowing they can win close games. It's a moral victory, even though they actually won the game, because now they're seeing that they can do this.
Right.
It's a heart victory. Frank, let's talk about Frank for a bit. Still, his shot is not all the way there. But what you saw tonight, even though he was 0 for 2 for 3, he was 3 for 6 overall, 50%, which is good from the field. He had a nice play on Kyrie, that up and under layup. Looking like Inspector Gadget with the arms. And on defense, he was competing. He's
great on defense. I love that he always has his hands up in people's faces. I love it. You've pointed it out to me. So now I'm always noticing when he's defending someone, how like annoying he is. He's like there, and it's great. So the only thing for me that Frank needs to learn to do is to make those open shots. He has to practice and practice and practice and practice, so that when he gets the ball and he has an open shot, he's making that 3. It's going to almost be like it needs to almost be like a guaranteed throw the ball to Frank, he's going to score the 3.
Here's something that's interesting about Frank's shooting. His 3-point shooting is falling off a cliff, but his mid-range is actually pretty decent. I think he's going to have to stop taking as many threes and start getting into the lane a bit more. He's actually shooting 56% from 10 to 14 feet, which is shocking when you think about how poor his shooting has been overall, that he's shooting over 50% from almost anywhere. But something you'll look at going forward.
Because the thing is,
he doesn't even need to play too much offense. If he can score the open 3 or the open shots, whatever it is, and play defense, I'm happy with that.
And listen, this is the thing about the team. Someone brought this up about Boston, right? Last year, Gordon Hayward was injured. So you saw Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum get to start and get all these minutes. And Terry Rozier was playing for Kyrie, who was injured. So all these guys got major offensive roles. This year, Boston's struggling a lot more, because now you have a bunch of guys who are used to scoring and having the ball in their hands. Now they have to learn to share. The interesting thing about Frank, and I said this before, is that Frank is a player, and the reason he's so polarizing and confusing to some people, an enigma, is because he's really a player for a team that's already good. Because he is someone who doesn't need the ball, clearly, right? He doesn't even want the ball sometimes. So he doesn't need the ball. He can affect the game without scoring. When you put Frank on a team where you have Porzingis, Tim Hardaway, a Kevin Durant, a Kemba Walker, whatever happens in free agency, or a developed Kevin Knox. The point is, when you have all these scorers and Frank is your fifth guy or your fourth guy, right? Someone like that is probably better for a team than another scorer. Because now Frank can focus on defense.
Because you got to have different pieces. You got to have different pieces playing. You can't have everyone trying to play. You can't have everyone trying to score. It has to make sense. It has to make sense. And what about Noah Vonleh tonight? 30 minutes on the floor, 16 points, 10 rebounds.
Yep.
And I don't know how many assists, 3 assists, but so powerful and such an instrumental part in tonight's game.
Yeah, you got to add the 2 blocks in there as well. Boston kid back at home. What I love is that he gives you a lot of what Cantor gives you with the rebounds and the toughness, but he can play defense. You saw Fizdale a lot. When Mitchell got in foul trouble, he wouldn't bring Cantor back in. He'd bring in Vonleh.
Right.
He knows, that athleticism out there, man. The Knicks have not been an athletic team for years. It's so great now seeing, and it's different types of athleticism. Vonleh's been an excellent pickup. He wasn't even expected to make the team. So he's going to be someone they're going to have to spend some money on. I'm telling you, I do not envy Perry and Mills. The decisions they're going to have to make on this team, especially considering who's going to be open, if free agents next year,
right?
They're going to have to do they're going to have to be smart. They got to re-sign Trier. They got to cut someone. They have a lot of work to do. Can't say enough about this win. Let's go, Knicks. Listen, guys, this is a process. And these are the moments, these are the kind of wins we're going to remember in 2 years when we're a really good team. Remember that Boston win? Because we saw some signs there of what we can be.
Right.
KP watching this should be excited because he's such a big part. He is the part of what we do. Bringing him back to a team like this.
He wasn't in Boston tonight, right? I didn't see him there.
No, he's not traveling. You got to keep that knee. Right. All right, guys. So that's it. We're out. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll be back on Friday. We're doing this. Knicks, baby.
See ya.